Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So we're doing right now the series Casting My Climb is going back into full force now. We're gonna start off with League of Legends. We're gonna swap over to other things as well because I want to extend my radius of casting. But for today we're starting off with League of Legends. We're in season 26, or rather 2026, because Riot got away with doing that. So basically, we're starting off. We've already had a few games. Well, I did a few games just on my general, but that's that. Right now we're at which should be appearing next to me, Silver 3, 51 LP, with a very abysmal win rate of 65 wins and 71 losses. We are trying to catch that one up again. But anyway, off now to episode 1 of this whole thing. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 1 of Casting My Climb in this 2026 season. So, we're in here. I am playing in this one. So, if we look at the teams, on the blue side, we have Garen in the top lane. Briar is going to be the jungler. Ari is the mid laner. Vayne is going to be in the bot lane as the ADC or bot player. And Soraka is going to be the support. On the red side, we got the Tryndamere in the top lane, Amumu as the jungler, Mel is gonna be the mid laner, Yunara as the bot lane player, and Lux as the support. So generally looking at everything, I would say there's one really unusual thing in this matchup already, and that's the Vayne's runes. Well, it gets put down there, the Soraka's Q lands first off there, and that is first interaction. But yeah, the Vayne with Comet is a bit of a weird thing, I would say. And as I was playing the game, it felt weird the whole game how it was happening because I'm gonna be honest, I'm not the Vayne. I'm gonna be the Yunara in this game. That's all I'm gonna say about the people because we're not gonna show who the people are because we don't want any rashness. But good E from the Lux there, and there this Comet hit is very weird. Meanwhile, Ari and Mel are exchanging two balls in the mid lane. Alright. Ari gets a good execute proc off there, gets quite a bit of advantage. Lux runs unfortunately into the field of Soraka, so she gets her HP back. Tryndamere and Garen. I feel like a pretty straightforward matchup. Tryndamere moves in there, gets hit quite heavily, and Tryndamere loses this exchange by quite a bit. However, that's kind of hard, but as I said, this Comet exchange was really weird, to be honest. I don't really think that was pretty effective, to be honest, in the game. I would not say that would be a reason, but the Vayne gets hit by the binding, loses a lot of HP there. Barely gets out of dodge there, has to hit the first potion. And that's it. Meanwhile, Tryndamere and Garen kind of exchanging blows. Garen having the advantage, honestly. Tryndamere can delay quite nicely if he doesn't get hit there. Lux sitting herself up, gets another binding. Vayne is very low, has to pop the barrier there. Is still low, almost dead. Flash in from me, and there it goes, one down. And first blood goes over to the red team. And Mel is dropping pretty low. There's not the execute yet there, so that's an advantage here. And that's just basically how it starts off. It's 2:35. It's 1-0 for the red team. Said I'm gonna only tell who I am because that I feel like that's the only fair thing. Let's try Rico, gets their slayed a bit, but color shot on the Garen, that's a bit of a surprising one. This didn't go very well. Lux kind of got a bit delayed there too much. That's how I felt about it. Meanwhile, top side gank is gonna come in. The Amumu is coming from inside. There's a Garen. Misses the Q on the Garen, goes for the minion wave. I don't get that really. Second Q hits the Garen. Tryndamere gets one thing. They force the flash out, and that's gonna be it. However, that is, I'm gonna be honest, quite a fine trade. At this point, I was thinking, okay, this game is going pretty well, to be honest. Meanwhile, Garen and Trinimir are battling it out. Garen is pretty low. Trinimir goes down, and the Ignite is not enough. Meanwhile, Mel's getting pressured pretty heavily by the Briar, and the Ari flash there, gets the Q, doesn't get the charm as well, so that's going to be something. Briar flashes over the wall, jumps on top, and that doesn't help in any way, shape, or form. And Garen gets chased out by the Amumu, meaning that is another kill. 2-2 right now. No situation, I don't really know about that one. But that happens. No TP's into the mid lane, that's what we see on the mini-map. Right now, I'm in a bit of a precarious situation. I have to just hold on, to be honest, right now. Because that's just basically how I have to play this right now. Mel pressures the Ahri quite a bit, but as I said, that's kind of just the thing about that one. Meanwhile, you can kind of see the Mel pinging the Amumu. I don't get why, but hey, it is what it is. Biting misses barely, but the E lands there quite nicely. That's going to give another advantage here. Trinimir has to get out of the way from the Garen because it's a pretty even matchup right now. I've got a 6 CS lead onto their Vayne. Oh, they go pretty heavily in there. Lux gets hit by the root there. But I'm getting something good binding there from the Lux. That's a kill. Brain is trying to find a way out of this one. Gets hit by the E. W doesn't get the damage there. Lux flashes and gets the kill. 4-2. About 5 minutes for the red team. And looking very interesting. Is a situation I'm really not favorable of. You can see the top lane. If we look especially where it's going on, Amumu goes onto the Drake. We move in there, try to find something. Ahri is coming in from the side. Mel tries to create the pressure. Ahri just goes on top of her. The execute damage is out of there. Lux is there as well. Briar jumps onto the Lux. Ahri gets the kill, goes onto the Mel as well. That's a move out of there. Meanwhile, there's a lot of pressure here. I'm trying to push out of here. Amumu gets on top of there. A lot of damage being put onto the Briar. I get charmed here as well. Amumu gets a kill on Briar, and I'm alone against 3 and Mel. I mean, it makes sense where the Mel was, to be honest. That's just not the right way to dodge. She's trying to find a way to walk away. It takes a lot of damage here. One more hit, and Ahri gets another kill. That was, I think... yeah, 3 out of that fight went to the Ahri. 2 deaths on the Mel. Bit unfortunate. It's unfortunate as well that the Vayne got the bounty off of me. I mean, I could have. I'm gonna be honest. I could have probably rotated a bit more there. But we're at 6-5 right now, and about a 600 gold lead for the blue team. The Infernal Drake did wander into our hand, but that's not going to be much right now in the situation. Mel not looking too hot. Are we with a bounty there and about a 6 CS lead? I'm about at 9 right now. So those are kind of the situations we're kind of building ourselves into right now. Lux trying to find some room once again there, but not really much to be had there. We're trying to create some pressure, but Briar comes in on the back side there. Just get a good shield off there. However, Briar still goes by. Ahri's trying to find something. Gets the charm. That's going to be it for Mel. A bit too far forward. Not really well. Actually kind of warded. Okay, Briar's moving in there. That was a mistake probably there to move on, because you see Briar coming in from the backside there. Vayne dies there. Briar comes in there, gets on top of the Lux, and not much can be done there. Ahri is rotating in as well, trying to find a way out of this one. And we are likely getting out of there. It still doesn't really help that the Ahri is pretty far ahead there. Briar comes in there. I love how Mel's taking that after everything was said and done. Meanwhile, oh, the Garen ult doesn't go out there, and Trinimir claims a kill. Mel gets jumped on by the Briar. Briar takes the shots there, but there's a lot done, and that is another kill on the Mel. Ari is 5-0 already. And Ari is still looking for more Void Grubs. They are been taken by the red team though, so that's something. However, the bigger issue right now is just kind of finding a way through this game. Because Ari has her first item done, Mel is not even close. It makes sense with Ari having 5 kills and a CS lead. Not looking good there. Lux is pretty much looking for this right now, but we can just look at the itemization. Honestly, only 2 items are done, both on the red side, and that makes... Weirdly enough, it's an even lead, but that's deceptive, to be honest, right now, because a lot of the pain points are right now in the hands of the Ari effect. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, about 1,000 gold lead already on the Ari. I mean, it's similar in a lead right now, but it's just not helping in this situation. And that's going to be a big part of this one. Trinimir going in on the Garen gets a good exchange, to be honest. Oh, barely not killed there. Vayne pops the ultimate, gets a kill on to that. They kill the Soraka. Can't really go for much more. Have to back off now. The problem is Ari's coming in there from the side. I don't think I can get out of this situation. Or can I? I can, actually. However, that leaves Mel open. Gets hit there. Briar comes in from the side, and that's just another kill. My option right now kind of is like, I would say that the Mel is not warding perfectly right now, I would say. Because one side is always open, and Briar always finds that side to be open. Amumu wants to do Drake, which is going to pop up in a few seconds. And this could be a big decider. Amumu takes quite a bit of damage already. Lux and Raka fighting. Lux gets found by Ari. He has to flash over the wall. Does not get charmed thanks to that. Or it leaves us in a bit of a precarious situation. Amumu wants to do, but I'm not too sure if you really want to do the Drake in this situation. I still feel that way, to be honest. And right now, this is not a good position to be in. They can come in from both sides. We have to get Ari. Meanwhile, we do have a fight here on the top side. Anime goes in there, but now back to the Drake. Briar jumps over the wall, gets the smite over the Amumu. Amumu didn't even try to smite that one, unfortunately. Gets the ult off there. Does get a kill charm on the Amumu, so we can back out of the situation. Issue is, and now we're extending the fight a bit too much. Vayne dies there, and that's supposedly where you should stop fighting. Looks like right now they're stopping the fight. Amumu is going for a pressure point. That's not where you want to be charmed, and gone. That is not a play to go for. And Briar did get that steal. And that is going to be a big problem right now. So, 1 Drake each. We got about... We have a slight lead right now, but the problem is, as I would say right now, you have the big lead that Ari has. I have a lead on... Almost a similar lead on the Vayne. The problem is just... jungle lead is there as well, and a support lead. And that could be a big decider right now. Ari is a big problem in this game already. She's proven that time and time again. She has Lune's Echo, she has the Blade of the Rune King. Meanwhile, I might have made a mistake there, I'm not too sure about that still at this point. We try to get some pressure on there, but not really much we can do about that one. The Ari is moving in soon enough. And this is where we have to be very careful. We're a bit too aggressive here, I'd say. Especially looking at the map right now. Ari comes in from the side, immediately deletes the Lux, and that's kind of just game over. Let's be honest about that one. He misses a Q, the Amumu gets rooted up there, I take quite a bit of damage, and that should probably be it. Meanwhile, we do have that fight in the mid lane. Mel late Blade as hell activates that shield after it already hit, so nothing's going to be done about that one, but that is that. And Trinamir survived that surprisingly. I was not thinking he would, but if we look at the situation now, 14 to 11, a slight gold lead is opening up. We've got a 2 and 6 Mel on the red side. We got an 8 and 2 Ari on the blue side, so that's going to probably be one of the bigger playmakers. That's going to become an issue. We do have Trinamir now with the Blade of the Rune King. We have Amumu with this weird build, which seems like normal right now. You go into the Leandries and then you kind of go a bit more tankish. Our Mel does have the Luden's, right? Luden's Echo as well as the Ari, but Ari does have the boots done as well. Meanwhile, I have the Kraken Slayer and the Tabis done. The Vayne has nothing done except the boots. This is kind of the thing which I want to point out. I think I should have probably bought Merc Treads in this game. Would be a better choice in my mind right now, but that is probably just the thing I would think about now after the game. Which makes a lot of sense, to be honest. We've got Amumu here. We're sitting here a bit. Amumu tries to pick up something. Meanwhile, Ari comes in from the side, immediately deletes the Lux once again. I try to fight as much as I can. Amumu does nothing to help this fight. Just walks away. Gets picked up now, gets charmed, hits his ultimate, and still bites the dust to the Vayne this time. Riot jumps on top of the Mel. Mel gets it's the root there, but doesn't really do much there. Tries to get the immunity, but who cares? And Briar just picks her up. I would say that's really the biggest issue in this game right now. That our mid-jungle combination is not really good, and that was the first surrender vote of my team. Because my team already mentally boomed at that point, unfortunately for myself. However, it is what it is, you know. I'm of the mentality you gotta play where it lands, and at this point I'm pretty sure there was some chances to come back into this game because, I mean, for one, we've seen a lot of Amumu hits not misses. A lot of Amumu misses, which could help out quite a bit. Live the Rune King now in the Vayne as well. I'm going for the Fiend Hunter, which makes a lot of sense. Our Mel is 2 and 7. I would say, looking at this game, I thought Mel was playing pretty good. Oh, Lux gets picked off once again. Not really much to do about that one. Hits that now with nothing going on, so pretty much there's the TP coming in there. That's a fight where it should not be. Goes in there, Garen comes in as well, and that is another pick off. The thing is, now looking at this game after, just going over it once again, because I'm going to be honest, it's been 2 days ago since I played this game. I would say, I do blame Mel somewhat, but the Amumu mistakes have cost us, I would say, more Shadow Flame now on the Ahri as well. But Mel didn't really do much to stop the issue from happening, to be honest. Briar comes in, picks off Mel once again, no ward there whatsoever, so once again a death, and Ahri gets another kill. That's, as I said, I feel like that's been a bigger issue in this game than really. The Mel is not playing to her full capacity, I would say. And that's been, in my mind, one of the bigger issues in this game. Ahri's trying to take the tower. I'm doing the same as well, and I take the tower before anything happens. Back off there because I know this is not a wise position to be in anymore after everything that happened. Trinamir is trying to fight off the Garen. Amumu goes 1v1 onto the Ahri, gets quite a bit of damage, to be honest. There's the ult onto Trinamir. He managed to get away. Undying Rage is up there, but no chance to escape this one completely. Ahri gets it back away. And then I would say right now you can see the lead ballooning quite a bit to about 4,000 gold if you look at that. Probably, yeah. about almost 3,000 of that are just alone on Ari. Briar ult hits her and takes her just out. I try to step in there for a bit, do manage to get knocked away, and this is not the position where I want to be. And Ian Charm hits the Ari quite nicely. The Ari hits another good charm there. Lux tries to do what she can, gets a good binding there, good hit there, and the ult comes out of there. And unfortunately, the kill goes. Oh, actually, the kill goes over to me. Actually, it was like, didn't it go over to the Mel? But nope. Fortunately enough for me, I get the kill there. Get a 700 gold bounty, so this is really my chance to play it out. And that's going to be the Fiend Hunter, if I remember correctly. But first, we got the charge in here. And that's going to be a big problem about that one. Meanwhile, a Mumu decides to gank topside, while 3 are in the bot. Mid lane pushing in the tower. Misses another Q. Renamir does what he can there, really. Not much he can really do about that one, though. This is a situation that unfortunately often happens in this bracket. Where the bot tower, tier 1 tower, the mid tier 1 tower is gone. You should give the lane over to the AD carry to give him a lot of chances to maximize farm. Fortunately, Mel is not of that case, gets jumped on top by the Briar once again. Briar does a lot of damage there. Mel unfortunately gets a kill, and the shutdown there. That was the shutdown I had in mind. And that unfortunately gives the Mel a reset, which you don't want to give her, really. Meanwhile, Garen just chasing down Trinimir. Trinimir doesn't really have a chance anymore versus Garen. Let's be honest about that one. This is actually in favor of us. I don't know why, but it is kind of in favor of us. Why they played it that way. Not, I don't know why, because it's in favor of us. Because the bot wave is pushing out. They wanted to take a fight they don't need to take. Fiend Hunter is done on my side. Meanwhile, the Garen did pull up the Phantom Dancer. Has the Strike Breaker, the Phantom Dancer. And Boots, of course. Meanwhile, Briar has the Braid of the Rune King, Black Cleaver. Ari has the Luden's Echo and a Shadow Flame, and wisely enough, honestly, a Dark Seal. Vayne with the Blade of the Rune King, not really much else, to be honest. And Soraka with the Moonstone Renewer. And on our side, you can see kind of, the good root there on top of the Garen. Garen goes on top of the Lux. Lux gets ulted off, but still survives. Ignite there, chase down the Garen, and Trinimir picks up a bounty there. So that's something good to have happen here. But the problem is, we're about 10 seconds away from the Drake. Good ward there from the Ari. I think that really cost me badly in this fight, if I remember correctly. I throw that off there. Mumu kind of backs away. I stand on top of that charm, hits me, kills me off immediately. And honestly, I didn't know of the ward, but I should have expected that ward there. Well played by the Ari, honestly. Mel tries to do some damage, which doesn't make any sense, let's be honest about that one. But that's a drop Drake, and that is number 3 for this side, because we can't really contest it in any way, shape, or form. Let's be honest about that one. Mel gets charmed up, Briar jumps on top, Vayne is there as well, and that's another kill. Good binding there from the Lux, but not much to be done about that one. We do have the Shadow Flame now on the Mel, so that's the second item, while the Ari is already moving towards the third item pretty heavily. But if we look at once again at the items, we see the Trinimir with an Infinity Edge and Blade of Rune King. I'm not too sure if this is the build you really want to go in this game, to be honest. We have our Amumu, who is going probably for the Sunfire Cape now. I don't really think that's really the position we should be in. We see the Mel's already at 3 kills and 10 deaths. Trinimir TP's in there, goes in. It's a chase down the Garen. W misses, unfortunately, gets still on top of there. Bit of a slow there to give him a bit of a chance. Vayne has the flash there. Amumu comes in as well. Garen comes in on the side. Amumu claims that kill. But that's going to be a big part of this problem, I would say, right now. We got a Tryndamere who kind of need in the fights. Ahri is pretty heavy there, gets on top of the Mel. Mel loses quite a bit of HP, gets charmed, and the fire finishes off the job. This is a big problem right now. She's 3-11. I'm trying to extend my lead as much as I can from the Vayne, which I tend to do. The problem is just Tryndamere is even with the Garen, which is good. And we got about 2,000 gold lead right now for the Briar. And more than 3,000 on the Ahri. And that's a big problem we really have in this game. Because that Ahri lead is pretty big, is going for the death calf, which makes a lot of sense. Honestly, Rabadon is the best option you can really pick up as the Ahri right now. They're pushing pretty heavy top side. The problem is you can't really contest them. That's really the biggest issue we really have. You can kind of contest at our base, but not really anywhere else. If we go into the free fighting place, we're kind of screwed. You can kind of see this happening right now. We considered challenging that one, but that's not the place where you really want to be right now. I think, yeah, I make probably a mistake here if I remember correctly, but I'm not too sure. No, actually, I had something other in mind, but no. However, right now you can see them pushing pretty heavily. We don't have a Drake up. We have a lot of room here. Tryndamere tends to go in there. I don't know why you would want to go in there, let's be honest about that one. Mel comes in as well. Tryndamere pushes too far forward, gets jumped on top there, gets stunned into the wall. Undying Rage is out of there, trying to find a way out of this one. Meanwhile, Mel does nothing in this fight, just gets deleted. Lux comes in from the side, no really contest chance there, and gets killed. Amumu, unfortunately, once again, misses a Q. This has been a theme in this game, really, honestly, sadly enough. But yeah, that's a big issue, and you can see the lead is ballooning further and further. We got about, I'd say almost 6,000 lead right now. You can see the Amumu's not looking pretty good. The Mel's not really looking good. Ahri picks up the death cap. We got a Rage Blade and the Soul Stealer as well. So yeah, Ahri is a big problem in this game. She's proving it time and time again. Not really much you can do against that, to be honest. I did pick up the Infinity Edge, so you can see I have a good lead up on my opponent. The problem is just the gap to the mid lane is pretty big. Charm hits the Lux. Lux has no chance to get out of there. We do get the Ahri there, and that's the bounty that goes over to the Mel. I do remember there was one, but that's the worst player to get that, to be honest. Mel backs off immediately, and this is the point where we kind of have to play aggressive now. We have to play aggressive now because we got the biggest fighter out of their team. We gotta try to force them to come to us. I feel like we should have. So we got that. Mel gets jumped on by the Garen. Garen does what he can here. Meanwhile, there's that fight. Briar jumps on top of me. By the way, that was supposed to be a 3-man hit. I don't know where the third man was, but okay. He's quoting the Amumu there, and I get the lead by the Garen. Well, Tryndamere does claim the Vayne's life, which is pretty good, and Briar stops Amumu from playing the game further, and Garen goes as well. And Tryndamere is alone now versus 2, and he makes the wise choice, looks like, to walk away. I hope he does the wise choice. I don't remember this completely right now, but it doesn't look like he's going to. Stun award, back off, my guy. Back off, back off. Tryndamere, no. Oh, Tryndamere, don't do it. Don't do it. Tryndamere looks at the situation, rolls in there, gets killed. And that's another one down. Jinamir now has more of a reminder. Not bad, not perfect. And the problem is, they do have now the Mountain Soul. Elder Drake's going to be the next item up on the list. And honestly, blue side has full control over the map. Forces a flash out of Lux, misses the binding as well, misses the charm as well, and Lux gets to live to fight another day. Meanwhile, this whole positioning goes on. They're doing Baron. And I needed farm, so I went into Sidewave. Would say maybe a bit of a mistake, but that's the thing that's happening right now. Because of the whole Mel wants to go mid situation all the time. I mean, Mel can't go mid, can't go Sidewave anyway. Let's be honest about that one. This is how this game is going. Briar comes in there, gets a good fear, stuns off the Amumu. Amumu gets a good stun there, but that's not the fight we need at all. Amumu's dead. Mel is not doing much. They get a good route onto the Briar, but Briar gets to live to fight another day. And this is a big issue we've having all game, honestly, right here. And I've still after watching most of the game, I'm still of the mindset that Mel causes us a lot of problems in this game. But even though Mel causes us a lot of problems, some problems are caused by Amumu not really hitting the stuns. I'm gonna be honest about that one. And that's maybe a bit of part of this one. And right now, this is going pretty badly. We're gonna look for another push here. It gets in there, Garen managed to walk away, which he will do with delight. I can't really do much against the turret because, well, I'm on my own and there's the 16-2 and 7 Ari, who is pretty far ahead. Not a player we want to be around. Garen gets rooted up there, quite a bit of damage there, but we can't really fall up further. Especially because they are pushing in the mid as well. Ari gets in there, gets on top of the Mel, flips her immediately. Doesn't really need to hit anything more, to be honest, anyway. Because let's be honest, the Ari is so far ahead, it's not even funny. And Ari gets to walk out of this one. Garen now has an Infinity Edge as well, but he has 4 items, so... Well... The Vayne finished it off the Terminus. Garen walks in, hits the Sidebreaker, gets a few spins in, and claims Lux's life. And this is just an issue. Trying to find some room to do something. But honestly, there's not much you can really do about that one. Gets rooted up, gets the Undying Rage, both get knocked off into the wall. Briar gets on top of me. We do get a root onto the Briar, but it's still not helpful. What the Amumu's doing, no clue whatsoever. Not fighting with the team whatsoever. But cool. Ari, meanwhile, claims the last inhibitor, if I remember correctly. So all inhibitors are down right now. Hit cap on Mel pretty early on in the game. Ari has had it like 10 minutes already. Very unfortunate, but you can kind of see the distance. Pistol mask on Amumu, I don't know really. Ari gets on top of another one. Ult comes out from me. Not really much I can do about this one. Try to do some more. Ari gets the charm off. I die. Nexus is exposed. And after a cool 33 minutes, we got a 41-18 score with a set with about 12, a bit more than 12,000 gold, almost 12,000 gold lead. And for me, a cool Minos minus 21 LP. So that was that game. Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So we're doing right now series casting. My climb is going back into full force now. We're going to start off with League of Legends. We're going to swap over to other things as well because I want to extend my radius of casting. But for today, we're starting off with League of Legends. We're in season 26, or rather 2026, because Riot got away with doing that. So basically, we're starting off. We've already had a few games. Well, I did a few games just on my general, but that's that. Right now, we're at which should be appearing next to me, Silver 3, 51 LP, with a very abysmal win rate of 65 wins and 71 losses. We are trying to catch that one up again. But anyway, off now to episode 1 of this whole thing.